Today we are going to be speaking to two amazing cinematographers, Vandita Jain and Pooja Gupte. First, we'll be speaking to Vandita, and then Pooja will be joining us to speak about her film Wig.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. Thank you so much for joining us. How did the journey of Saving Chintu began for you? How did you become part of the film and
So,
tell us about that?
so I worked with Tushar on a project a couple of years earlier. We had found each other on Mandy, I think. Yeah, and we did a short film together, and then a few years later, he came with this script, and I liked it, and we enjoy working together. And the team that Tushar has also it's a very it's like a family. So I like doing such projects, and yeah.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I think a good team is always, it always makes the whole process much more easier and interesting at the same time because one thing is making the film and the other thing is also the process of it. If you don't enjoy it, then half the battle is already lost.
Yeah,
But
it has. It's
and what was your? Sorry, you were saying something.
No, I was just saying that in case people haven't been following Movie Saints, if anyone has registered for the Kashish festival, it's also playing on that, the Kashish
Right.
Queer Festival. Yeah.
Okay. And so when you started prepping for the film, uh, how was the process? Like, how did you go about? Because it has multiple locations, and
Yes.
uh, I mean, for a short film, it kind of gets a little challenging because the
Yeah.
resources are always limited.
Yeah.
So, how was it
So
for you?
I think that finally when a film comes out, it all seems as if things were planned and things were done a certain way. But I must say that a large part of a lot of the projects that I do, things end up happening haphazardly, not because there's a lack of planning, but because there's a lack of budget sometimes, and so everything doesn't fall in place the way you think they will, but the challenges that this process brings also is very enjoyable if you can keep sane through all of the ruckus. So
Right.
yeah, so like when I read the script for the first time, I had a lot of issues with it, and I thought it was very problematic. And I shared my views with Tushar, and he is a very he listens to what people have to say, but he finally does what he thinks is right, but he also listens to what everyone has to say. So
Right.
we sat on the script for a couple of days, and then he incorporated something that I thought should be there. And yeah, we did the short division. We went on locations. We also improvised scenes on certain locations, and yeah, that's how the process worked.
Right. So, where was it mostly shot, Saving Chintu?
Mostly in Noida,
Right.
Noida and Old Delhi. That orphanage
And
is Old Delhi.
okay. And how many days did it take you to shoot the film?
4 days. It was supposed to be five, but then we ended up doing
You
4.
finished early.
No, we didn't finish early. We cut a lot of scenes. We had budget issues.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, that's also pretty wise, Like if you have budget issues, then you cut a few things
Yeah.
rather than
Yeah.
compromising on the style and
Yeah.
the way the film is done. So
I think
what
something
what
new was being like incorporated every day. Improvisation was happening all the time. So,
right. You also have, you have Adil Hussain in the film, and then you have Dipanita Sharma in the film.
yeah.
So, when you're working with seasoned actors, then there are certain other additional, things that people need to be careful about. So, how was the experience of working with them?
So I think these seasoned actors like did not make me feel like like they were this big presence in any way. And anyway, I was mostly screwed the whole time. I was too busy doing my job to even think, "Arey, senior actor हैं तो like I have to be a certain way or whatever. And
Right.
and these like Adil Hussain, he's such a he comes in front of the frame and it's magic. I mean, just yeah. I of course like there's a little bit of pressure. I tried to do things more quickly because I knew that he was there only for a day and he had a flight to catch in the evening and go back. So yeah, I tried to wrap things up as fast as I could, lighting wise and you know otherwise.
Right. And what camera did you shoot on, and what kind of lights did you use? Also, because you had to capitalize on time. So, how was your
Yeah.
process? And
So I shot this on Red Helium, and we shot on Master Anamorphics, and I got my tips on how to use the anamorphic lenses from Pooja. Yeah. So yeah, I have to say that IWCC, the support I get, and I ask so many questions before every project I do on the group, and most of them get answered. So yeah. So the lights I used was the biggest light I had was one Dino to create some sunlight, and I had some fillers. I had a 1.2, I had a 4K power, and a couple of Kinos.
right. And what was your team? How big was your team?
The team consisted of Pavan, my chief AC, and the focus puller, Deepak, and the light crew. There were 5 lightmen.
Okay,
Yeah.
right. So when you're shooting at real location, I mean, because you also had, other than the orphanage, you had the hotel room, and then you also had, for a sequence for the towards the end in the house, and there was one location which had to seemingly appear as if it's outside of India, correct?
Yeah. So that is
How?
Tushar's house, and Poonam, the production designer, she changed the wallpaper and put some false walls and came up with that setup. And it was quite a lot of fun improvising with Poonam because we were always running short on time and resources, and we literally met on the first day of the shoot. So every morning we would come up with something, and I'd try and place the camera where it would help her, and vice versa. Yeah, things worked out
Wow.
hopefully. Yeah.
Yeah, I think the collaboration between production designer and cinematographers end up being very crucial, and
Yeah, they're
it's
sacred.
amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's amazing that you hit it off on the first day of the shoot. I mean, that's what you met her on the day of
Yeah,
the shoot.
yeah,
Yeah, I
on the
mean,
day of the show. Yeah.
that's even more amazing. And what about the hotel room where you shot? Like, how much time did you have to shoot the entire hotel portion?
We had half a day in the hotel, half a day and a couple of like 2 or 3 hours of the night, and we
Right.
couldn't put any lights there, and like so I had 2 Aladdins, those flexible LED panels, and I managed to stick them on the ceiling somehow, and so that is the Lalit at Barakamba Road, and
Right.
Tushar pulled off a contact, and we got that room for that much time.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, when I saw the film, in fact, I'm going to come to your second film also, which is playing on short film window.
Yeah.
And everyone who's watching, I would recommend, strongly to go and watch the other film as well. Your
Yes,
images
please
are
watch.
very, very neat. You know, they are
Oh, Aarti. Yeah.
aesthetically nice and at the same time very clean. I don't know. I mean, how do you achieve that? How? Uh, I
Aarti.
had one answer. I had answer in my head, but I would rather have you answer it.
Okay. I don't know about neat that much because I think the production design also plays a part in the neatness. And yeah, both of these films I had great collaborations with the production designers. So that was just one small space, and light was and not we didn't have much movement. We couldn't look outside the windows because it was a different space, and you could see like Bhullad Garden outside, and just wouldn't work. So yeah, light is all I had to play with, and I got thankfully I got some time to do a little bit that I wanted to do. But over here also, like I said, improvisation was everything, because it just so happened that the 2 days that we shot Gulabi happened to be the 2 days of heaviest rainfall in 10 years that year, which was last year. So I had to remove my lights from outside and get everything inside, and my gaffer from A1 Munna, he pulled off some magic, and like then I ended up using tube lights just outside the window to light up a lot of stuff.
Right. I mean, for those who are watching, now we are talking about Gulabi lens. So I will go back to Saving Chintu just one more time,
Yeah.
because I mean, when you are exposing a shot, what is what is it that you keep, which is what is the key in your mind? Which, I mean, what is most important for you when you are exposing a shot?
It When I'm exposed, I think it's the mood, which is key, and I I really like to get involved in pre-production also, because I want to derive something from that process that will help me create an image. I don't know till what extent I'm able to, but at least that process is very enjoyable, and I feel that there's always one or two special things about the way a director sees something or writes something that can be translated onto the visual, and I'm always consciously looking for that one thing to hold on to and then take to
Right.
to the shoot. Yeah.
Okay, so Dhavlika has a question that Jugaad is the best arsenal as an indie filmmaker. Do you think your experiments with analog photography help you think on your feet on set?
Uh, yeah, I hope so. Yeah, and yeah, exposure. I think analog photography helps there, because, but yeah, you expose differently on digital, definitely. But sometimes it just helps you, because I think it's just practice, because you have to be more on your toes with analog photography, so it's just practice. But then enough practice can be done with a digital medium as well, so
Right.
yeah, works either way.
But do you face any kind of challenges when let's say when you're doing a short film where you're not particularly getting enough time to test the camera and everything, and get to know how the camera reacts, for the highlights and for the shadows, and do you feel that there is a challenge there for
I feel very disturbed if I haven't tested the camera. So I mean, not like if it's a one day event or something, I wouldn't care. But if I'm doing a film, then I will go out of my way to make sure that I test the camera, and because I can't take any chances with things like this, and somebody's putting their own money mostly with indie filmmaking, and you want to at least avoid these kind of errors like a non-functional camera or a scratched lens. So
right.
I make sure I check everything and write down the serial number and send the photo to the vendor, and even when he's loading, I
Right.
call them and ask them if they've loaded the correct set of lenses. But even after that, once I called for Master Primes and Cook S4 Eyes came on the set, but I had to shoot with Cook S4 Eyes because time was running out.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So maybe because it's your diligence that makes the image look so correct. I think
I'm
that's what
glad
I
it
meant
looks correct. But yeah.
with the neatness. So Fauzia here has a question that you shot on helium, and how did you go about choosing the camera for the
I
shot?
wanted to shoot on I wanted to shoot on the Alexa, but it was more expensive. the helium. That's why I ended up with the helium. And I had a lot of issues because I had a massive green cast with the skin tone highlight filter. And even yeah, I tried a couple of combinations. I got the body changed, but I still kept having that issue. So I spoke to some guys on the red team, and they told me that it is possible that a lot of filters that you're getting in Delhi are not original Tiffin filters, and that's probably why you're getting that green cast. And most of my grade was just removing that green cast. It was just so
Right.
terrible. I think it's still there in some of the car shots. It's just the skin still has it.
Yeah, but the car shot is done so beautifully in Saving Chintu that
Oh, you
you have
think?
you've shown Dipanita only in the review mirror, and I think that was a very interesting way of introducing the character. We're
Wow.
seeing her for the first time, but even then we are constantly we're never going to her face. I think that's something
Yeah. It
which
was it. Yeah. Thank God we has had those shots, and it was Tushar's choice to not show any other shots because Dipanita didn't know how to drive, and we were pulling it with a rassi wala tochan, and the tochan kept breaking, so it looked like she was driving at the speed of 5 or 10. So then we just decided to do it another way.
Uh, so coming to Gulabi Lens, coming back to it, although you did already share about, how you got this heavy rain in the middle of your shoot for 2 days, which is a nightmare that,
Yeah.
everyone would like to avoid. And especially on a short film where your days are limited, your money is limited.
And
So,
actors are giving you time for a limited, are giving you limited time because they just don't have more time.
yeah, yeah, correct. So even Gulabi Lens has, although the house is primarily, you know, the primary location in the film, but at the same time you have shot in a movie theater. You have a road shot. How did you manage that?
So the road shots are guerrilla. The movie theater shot is a stock shot that we just had because we tried going into theaters, but it wasn't possible to do this kind of a shot. So we put a stock shot there because we needed something. And all the road shots are guerrilla. We had an A7,
Right.
A7S2, and Anushka was just like, both of us just walked to a spot and we just started doing our thing and then ran away quickly. So the crew didn't accompany us to that spot.
Wow.
Yeah.
So I think you might be the first DP who has very comfortably admitted that there was a stock shot and not.
Oh, but you can see white people in it. I mean, we sat on the
I
grid
think,
trying to remove the whiteness of the white people.
but I think also because the atmosphere is so dark and they're all pretty backlit and it's a very tightly composed shot. So I think it still passed off. It wasn't that apparent.
Yeah,
But
I'm
at the
glad because it was full of white blonde people.
And also because the characters are saying, I mean, actually, I don't remember that part. If they're speaking,
Which
if
one?
there is some kind in the movie hall shot, if there's something which is going on,
Yeah, there's a
uh,
VO going on. Yeah.
yeah, I think that's also a little distracting. So it just merges everything together well.
Yeah. Yeah.
So even, I mean, you said that
Just desperately
small.
trying to get our job done right. I don't know collaboration क्या का time कहाँ मिलता है मतलब I mean I worked with Manoshi and she on this set but I did not even speak to them because I wish I could have but yeah so there's no time to collaborate on an indie set really like on shoot.
Right.
Huh.
And how did you, the colors and everything for the film, because they are very interesting, with the costume, like
Yeah,
how
what
the
brilliant costumes. Yeah.
yes, and how did you, other than, I mean, the costume and the interior of the house, did you shoot that space as it was, or did you do any kind of change of color of the wall or anything?
So Naveen, the production designer, just decided that the wall was, and the director, and they just decided that the wall was fine, but he did give it a deado, if you notice, but a very faint one. So that helped with a break, and he just brought some things in and did it, and he also did it very minimally. So I think no one wanted to wanted to fix what doesn't need to be fixed. So I
Right,
think it
right.
worked out. Yeah.
But what was your thought when you saw that, you know, you have to shoot this film where the major portion is going to be in this single room with no other dimension, with just these four
Yeah.
walls.
And I can't
How
even
what
look
was
outside the window.
yeah. So how did you like plan, and what went on in your mind? Like how am I going to make it interesting? What was your thought?
So I spoke to some DPs I worked with before कि window light कैसे की है. मतलब what can I explore, because the space was so cramped that I didn't know how I could get a soft light in. But yes, with a lot of effort, the light crew managed to like cut everything the way I wanted and get some light in. It was a HMI, a 4K HMI bounced onto a thermocol which is sitting right above the window, so that approach worked out for us.
Right,
But not looking outside the window, I thought that ये बहुत boring होने वाला है visually. But I think performances और costumes से ना वो that interest, you keep that interest in the film.
right, right. Even the compositions, I think, you know, like if you reach a location where there are just like these four walls, and you know, you can't look outside, and you know, how do you compose it, you
Yeah,
know, in
right.
an
It's such
interesting
a
manner?
मतलब, yeah. You keep wondering कि क्या, what are you gonna do with this? But we came up with a method. मतलब I discussed it with Saurabh, the director, uh, that you know, for the dream sequence we'll remove a certain piece of furniture and try to frame it in a way that gives you the sense of emptiness. I don't know if it finally does or not, but that's what we decided. And when we were shooting the regular scenes, we would bring that piece of furniture back in. So we tried to make
Right,
those little small changes to differentiate between the dream and the reality bit.
right.
And yeah.
I'll take this one question, and then I have another question that I skipped in the previous part also, but I'll combine it for both the films, Saving Chintu and. So the question here is, how was the lighting done for the scene when the couple was asleep
It
in
was
Gulabi Lens?
shooting. Yeah, it was. So I exposed. It was lit, but then I exposed it correctly and brought it down in post, so I would not have any grain issues.
Right. Okay. But even coming to the question that I had missed asking you earlier, for Saving Chintu and for Gulabi Lens, what was your grip equipment like? Did you use anything for your?
I used a dolly for both.
Okay. And there were a few I mean, a couple of shots which did you do anything handled as well in the?
Yeah, yeah, and don't they just show themselves so clearly? Because the shots that I hate have been used, and I mean, I did retakes of them, but you know how it is, right? You roll it and you roll it, and then you forget about it. It gets used then. So
No, I mean, I felt that it went with that particular scene,
yeah.
but I actually asked you because I wanted to understand from you as to what made you take that call of taking those shots handled.
Yeah. So in case of Gulabi, uh, so so we knew that once this girl is in her space and this man is not in the house, the first time she yawns and then she's gonna start making this space her own, and she's a different person. This man is a maths professor and he writes poems and he's a certain way, and that's how the house was when he was there. But the moment he leaves, we thought, we'd give the shot this girl's energy. And so that's the reason we decided to do those tiny handheld movements, which ended up not being so tiny because of some operation issues.
No, I think it was absolutely fine. I think you were just being very modest, but I think
There's one
that
shot where I get up with the camera and I was trying. The easy rig had not yet arrived on set, and I was just trying कि मैं ऐसे ही कर लूँगी क्या इसको, and that got used. So yeah.
yeah, I mean, isn't that the thing which always happens?
It always does.
Like the best acting performances end up being the ones where there is something that the cinematographer may not be happy with, but then you have to go with it.
You have to go with the performance.
Yeah, there is no choice in that.
Yeah.
But thank you so much, Vandita, for sharing with us, so many,
Thank you.
so many information, so much of information, and also all the very best for your future project. And now I have Pooja with me. Pooja, congratulations on Wig being nominated. How did you start with the Wig, and what kind of prep went into it?
See, I mean, there's no hiding. Atanu and me are husband and wife. He keeps discussing his ideas with me. And so a lot of times when you walk on the road, you see all these transgender workers standing outside, these malls. So we stay near Malad and we were walking towards Hypercity. And that's when we both sort of encountered, and I was like, let's cross the road because I don't want to walk on the same way. And then I think that's how he got the idea of the whole thing. And at the same point, one of my friends wasn't getting a house to stay. So I think somewhat he merged the idea, and we've made two short films with Hamara movie before. So Atanu finished his script, he pitched it to them, and then we were making it. So making part was that, and prep. This time we did not want to prep at all, so there was no prep because we prepped so much.
Wow.
Yeah, because every film
You got tired of prepping. Is that what you're saying? You got tired of prepping?
Not really. I mean, the thing is, Priyanka, both of us have worked together so much that the thing is, everything is discussed, like from the conception of writing and visual treatment, and so it was very brief, general talk. It wasn't like, okay, let's sit down, let's do the short division. In fact, a day before the shoot, I remember I was like, Atanu, this is the first time we've both not discussed anything. And it's just some things that we've discussed. In fact, we had a production designer on board who said, we'll do it. And then at end moment, she gave us a budget which was completely not something that, both of us could we couldn't afford it in the film. So Naveen, in fact, the one who's done production design for Vandita's film, he has done production design for one of my feature films, Brij Mohan. So I called him up at 12:30. I remember I was traveling back from a shoot, and our car had broken down somewhere on Express Highway. And 12:30, I called him up and I said, listen, I am in crisis. So he said, what? I said, our production designer has quit and we're shooting in a day. So he said, okay, so what do you want me to do? I said, just please help me with this. I don't know what we can do. He said, what? Okay, just send me the script. And we took it like that. So it was very little prep, and this is the first time we worked like that. But I think it turned out okay.
Right. Yeah, I think something similar which has happened for, not exactly similar, but even for Vandita, who I was speaking with just before you, also mentioned that, for her short film, she met her production designer on the day of the shoot, the first day of the shoot, and it kind of like turned out okay.
Yeah.
I think
But
I think
also, with Naveen and Atanu had worked, and they both know my kind of temperament. So even though Naveen had just come a day before, we quickly went and saw the location. I just told him my concerns. I told him this is the light source I'm looking at. These are the practicals that I am looking at, and I don't want to light at all. So I have not used light at all. There is only one S30 that I had put in the house to just enhance the red.
that's
But,
it.
yeah, that's it.
Wow.
So, and I said, no lights. The reason behind taking all of these decisions were we wanted the actors to just be free and move around the way they wanted and not restrict them in any manner because the location was small. The moment you start blocking, then you are restricted to, a certain angle and all that. So, yeah, so very little prep and very little.
Right. So, what camera did you shoot the film on,
Helium.
and with what lenses?
MK3 series lenses, Zeiss MK3 series lenses.
Right. And how did you go about choosing the location? Did you where was it shot? Was it shot in Bombay or?
So it was shot in Bombay, but I mean slightly exterior of Bombay, Naigaon. That I'll give credit to Atanu because he was very particular in what kind of location he wants and what kind of feel he wants. My only thing was I did not want to light the street as well. So I insisted on a street which is well lit. So yeah, I mean, he went for all the location recipes. I just went twice after he said, okay, I think this location is good.
Right. So basically, you had to, because you didn't want to use any lights, so you had to pretty much also because your house, the shots that you have from the house and overlooking the street, so you had to find out a location where all these criteria are met, where you can find a house which is good enough to shoot in, and then you also have the street which is well lit.
Yeah.
Is that how you?
Yeah, that is
Interesting.
pretty much
And so how did you, and what about the office sequence? Because you also have an office, you have quite a lot of scenes there.
Yeah. So this is the first short film that me and Atanu did together, Stray Dogs. We used a friend's office, and at that point he was renovating his office and buying a new office on the ground floor. So we were like, oh, he's got a good space. Let's go and ask him. So we went and we asked him, and he said, okay, you can shoot on any of the Sundays because that's the time the office is shut. So yeah, we just ended up shooting in his place, and it somehow suited our corporate environment.
Right. And you did not use any lights even there, or was it also pretty much?
So not in the daytime. I had lights. I had called some lights for safety because we were shooting only for a day, and there were a lot of sequences which have also been cut out, which to make sure that I don't run out of daylight, like just to punch in more light and show it's like a day. That's right.
Right.
Okay. Not really.
And in the house, there's also a mixture of colors that you've used. There's red and green and which seems very interesting, and even more so for the exterior, the shot that you've taken of the window from outside. And how did you decide on that? Because that's not something that we often end up experimenting with.
So, because me and Atanu have shot Rook together and filmed before that Gatekeeper and Stray Dogs, somewhat we chose a palette, somewhat we chose, this is the kind of look we want. And I felt that all the films we've sort of not used colors a lot. So this film consciously I tried to use a lot of color, and I then wanted to use specific color, like just not use color in costume or production design, but use colors in my lighting. So I tried to get the red lamp, and make sure that that was my, you know, main source of lighting. And then I just wanted one light in the corner of the room, which I just told Naveen, I want a practical here. You get a practical which you think a single girl would put, and just put a bulb in it. Bus, I wanted to have some, all these buses have very funny lights, like blue lights, the green light once they shut off the main light. So this bus we found with a blue light, so I just used that.
Right.
Yeah. So we just went with flow. We did not really.
Right. But when you're playing with these different colors, primarily overpowering a particular shot, did you have to keep anything in mind with respect to the camera and how you're exposing those shots in particular?
Mm, No, not really. Actually, the thing is with these MK series lenses, I was not worried because their opening is 1.3, and I shot mostly 1.3 half or 1.9, and yeah, so my focus
Right.
puller was a bit in trouble, but yeah.
Is he your regular focus puller or somebody you always
No,
work with?
so no, this is all trial and error. I couldn't afford my regular focus pullers. Uh, since it was a short film, and the one who usually works with me had some personal issue and had to go back to his village. So he sent a friend who said, "Okay, I'll help her in these 2 3 days." So I was working with him for the first time, and yeah,
Right.
just went with the
So how
flow.
nervous are you? How nervous are you when you're working with a focus puller where the pulling is so crucial for the first time?
Actually, frankly speaking, I wasn't, because again, Hamara movie, I worked with them so much. Atanu, I worked with him so much, and everybody was. So they had a lot of trust in me, and because I did not panic, I think the focus puller did not uh, get that vibe, and he was also sort of comfortable. In fact, I ended up using the same focus puller for my feature, which I shot after this. So because he did quite a good job in this short film. So yeah, this was, I think, Dig was totally a film where I think all of us just let it be, like let's just go with the flow. Was the
Right. And how many days was the film shot in?
So it was shot 1 day in office and 2 nights in the house. So basically, some day shots were taken from the shift was 6 to 6, so we extended for an hour and shot some day scenes. Or and one shift was 4 to 4 in the morning, where we extended like till 5 o'clock. So one hours of extension.
That was a very honest and precise disclosure, Pooja. I don't think we disclosed the timings of our shifts like so precisely.
Yeah, no, because I was
Especially how
also
much.
doing the production, pretty much handling everything. I remember we were shooting on the road for this with the trans person, Ganga, and as soon as the police car came, uh, she ran inside, but I was still standing on the road with all these men. So the police stopped, and there was, of course, a police woman constable there inside, and she said, "Come." And I'm like, wait, I'll just get the permission." So, but the camera guys had also run with the camera inside because they thought we don't have the permission, but I made sure we have permission because I know it was a tricky situation. We were shooting in residential area, and it was better to have everything and then go.
Right.
So she's trying to call me, and I'm like, I'm just getting the permission, and she's like, I just want to know, are you safe? Why are these men around you?
Oh.
I said, I am safe, we are shooting. So she said, oh, but why is everybody running then if you all have permission? I said,
Right.
I think just people
Habit.
are scared of you. Habit.
Right, right. So, Pooja, when you are also the producer on your film, how does it affect your choices of gear and equipment? Or does it affect your choices at all? Does that factor in?
Actually, I feel you become intelligent in choosing what you want, because then you are exactly taking things that you really need, right?
Right.
So it's more of creative producing than just calling everything on the set.
Right. And in terms of the movement shots, and what were the grip equipment that you had with you?
So just one day for 4 hours, 5 hours, Ninad from Zoo Grips, I had said I need a Ronin, and he was very gracious to send it over without any cost. Yeah, so just that for 4 hours, I think 4 5 hours we used Ronin, and then it was all handheld.
Right. Yeah, trust Ninad to be helpful when it's needed.
Yeah.
And so inside the house, there's also this. I'm asking this because there's a shot there's a scene with the cockroach. What was that shooting like?
So I did not know, there are cockroach suppliers. This earlier production designer, she's a friend, and she said, Pooja, there are these cockroach suppliers, and I'll give you some numbers. Why don't you talk to them? And I said, okay. And we figured that you can actually hire cockroaches for shoot. So they came with a cockroach, and we just shot them.
Trained cockroaches? Was there a trainer as well?
Not trained, but yeah, they ask you what color do you want, what size do you want, and things like that.
Right. That is interesting piece of information to keep in mind.
Yeah.
And okay, this cockroach made me forget something else that I had kept in my mind to ask, and wow, I have completely blanked out on that. Want to see their collection? Okay, Vandita, yes, Pooja can show you the collection. So, what is it that is coming up now, Pooja? What are the next projects that are coming up for you?
I had just finished shooting a feature film, Marathi feature film for Madhuri Dixit Productions, which I'm color grading with Mehak right now. So we're doing it very remotely, and yeah, so I think by next week we'll finish the color correction, and we're hoping that I don't know what kind of release in this time now, because I mean all of us were hoping a theatrical, but we don't know what lies ahead. So that's that, and yeah, I mean then I have to see.
Right. Oh yeah. I mean the question came back to me, which had skipped me. How big was your team on the shoot? Who all were there in your team other than your focus puller and your? How many assistants did you have?
No assistant. I couldn't afford to have an assistant. Just a focus puller. And Hamara movie, there's this guy called Irshad who was helping me with the production from Hamara movie. He also does camera. So a little bit of instruction of, just holding the thermocol and all that he could take. So just me and him.
Right. And you didn't have any lights, especially for the house sequence. So I'm assuming that not.
I did call for light for one for the office section, which was I think 3S60s, which is that all battery operated, because we couldn't call for any generator, and one S30 in the house. So basically there was only one light boy. In fact, 2 light boys actually, because they wanted a backup. Anyway, this light boy has also acted in the film where, this girl is standing he goes to, when the trans person stops coming, this guy who crosses with a BD or a cigarette.
Oh, right. Okay.
that's
So
and it's
that's
so
a-
funny. He's like, मैं नहीं स्मोक कर सकता मैम के सामने. मैंने बोला ठीक है कर लो अभी.
but otherwise करते हो. Did you ask?
Otherwise करते हो बट मैम के सामने नहीं कर सकते. तो मैंने बोला कर लो
Okay.
बिल के लिए कर रहे हो.
Right. And how was it since you didn't have any lights and I mean pretty much for the house sequence and even the street you didn't light up the street other than what was available through the street light. Did you have to work a lot during your grading? I think Siddharth Meer graded the film, right? Yeah. So how was it working on the grade?
So I had the thing is even though I did not use any lights, say I had done a lot of negative cutting and cut anything unnecessary in the frame. So that way it wasn't a big problem. So Sid has also worked with me a lot, and I had requested him. He was also very nice, and he helped me just do all the things. What we did was, how me and Siddharth work is usually I just show him the film. I tell him that this is what I am looking for. So he sat on it for a day himself, and one day we both of us sat and did. So I think it was about 16 hours of color correction where he sat for a day and around 8 hours with me. So quite
right.
easy.
So basically, how long the film is in total? Somewhere close to almost 19 minutes.
26 minutes.
26 minutes. So 26 minutes film was graded in 16 hours. That is commendable, I must say. And the film looks pretty nice and well made and well shot, well lit, everything. So I must say that both you and Vandita, whatever you've spoken, it has put to light about the resourcefulness and the brilliance of two of our DOPs. And we look forward to see more and more of your work. And the Marathi film, first to begin with that. And see you soon, Pooja. Thank you everyone for joining us. Thank you, Pooja. Thank you for joining us.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Bye.